Day 440. So it's been quite a day. Woke up like at 5 in the morning, got 3 hours of sleep. Um, got to work on the project. It's one of those projects where it's like you don't realize you need to do it until you do it. And if you don't get it done in time, it's going to move forward regardless. And so you push forward. And that's exactly what I did last night. And at, they said they would arrive at, around 8:30. I got done at like 8:10. um, so it was how the methodology of how I did it. I mean, if I had gone in there with, a wrecking hammer and crowbar and all that, I probably could have, gotten it done quicker. But I wanted to save the material in the closet, and I didn't feel like I had time to do that and do the wrecking. And so instead, I removed the HVAC kind of holding that was there, that was in the attic, and then I also removed the wall supports that were around the HVAC closet, on two sides, so that I could then cut those out and put the drywall over top of that where it would have normally been. And so that way there's now like a 4-inch gap going from in the HVAC closet and in the room in the closet. And so having to cut through those 2x4s and cut through some of the support stuff that was there, my batteries on my equipment just kept dying. So because I don't have professional grade equipment, I've got kind of home standard equipment, and so it lasts 10 minutes because it's really meant to do like, oh, you need to cut a piece of plywood or drill a hole, cool. Not really like I need this to last for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, right? So anyways, I'm going to put that on hold. I'm going to go back to working on the outside stuff, because the weather's too good. At some point, we're going to start hitting the 90, 100 days. April is kind of one of those weird times where it's like it's 90 one day and 60 the next. So I'm going to keep doing outside stuff while I can and while it's easy to do. And I'll keep biking and hiking and things like that, but like, working outside in 100-degree weather is not very fun. So I'm going to focus on that stuff, finish painting my house, yard work, maybe build a box, another garden box, things like that. And then I'll focus on that once time is done, or once I'm ready, because I got to think like I'm gonna salvage the wood in the closet that I used to refinish the closets, since I already did that, and I'm also gonna salvage the doors and all that type of stuff because I'm planning on building 2 closets and getting rid of my current closet in my bedroom, so that I can make my bathroom bigger. I've got all these ideas in my head. So I that's long-term plans, but I need to actually, take time to do that. And so, putting that project on hold. Did go up in ceiling. It's actually kind of cool, what they've done, because now the HVAC unit is right there in the garage. So you go up the stairs and it's just right there in front of you. And then everything else is just a sea of like ductwork and insulation that's like, I've never actually been on my rafters, but I mean, it's got to be up to your knees. I know it'll settle a little bit, but still, my house is now very well insulated because of that and good windows. So anyways, other than that stuff, did a lot of work today, kind of felt very hectic. Made a run to the grocery store so that I have food for tomorrow, fresh food. And that was interesting. The line thing, like I normally go at an earlier time, but the line was kind of, I got there at like 11, and so the line was like not around the corner, but it was fairly long. So just a interesting perspective of this whole social distancing. I mean, I got in like 10, 15 minutes, and then did my shopping and got out. But just interesting to bring up. And then I painted my house. It's such a technical paint right now, because there's just the windows and there's, like the cable box and the cable running to my Ethernet and, all that, the chimney and all that type of stuff. It's all taped off at this point. But I still have one more coat of paint to do. But I've done one round. So I'm down to one side with one side of the house with one coat of paint. So hopefully I can finish that within the next week, because I want to do the other project of taking my covering my plants, building something that covers my plants so that squirrels and things like that can't get to them. So anyways, all these projects in my head, right? I'll get to them eventually at some point, maybe. But either way, I am going to go to bed right now and get some sleep.